Greetings, GameCola faithful, and welcome to the GameCola Podcast. This is podcast number 99, and I am your host and podcast commander, Joseph Martin. With me today, we have the fabulous Anna Bryniarski, Diana Gray, and Alex Jedraszczak. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Anna Bryniarski, and I wrote How to Lose All Your Money on Video Games.
Hi, I'm Diana Gray, president fangirl of GameCola.net, and I write often things about Ace Attorney and also my feelings.
I'm Alex Jedraszczak. I am editor-in-chief at GameCola.net, Gaming Outside the Mainstream, and I recently wrote a touching tale of a boy's choice, which involved Pokemon.
I also wrote a review, but it's not out yet, or it probably will be by the time you listen to this. I don't know, how many more Life is Strange reviews do we have to go through?
Actually, I think we're done.
Really?
Sadly, with two.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
it was good.
Today, we are delving into... Oh, well, first, Diana, what was
Yes.
your thing you wanted to talk about?
Just want everyone to know that if you didn't celebrate on Wednesday, August 3rd, you should have, because it was Phoenix Wright's debut day in court where he saved Larry from an impending murder charge. And
Spoilers?
Yeah, sorry, come on, really? You can kind of figure that out. Otherwise, you lost the game and you didn't get past the first case.
What if I thought that Phoenix Wright failed his first case and was never an attorney again, huh? Like...
You'd just be extremely wrong. And I would feel sorry for you.
The rest of the games were just a ruse. A very, very well-crafted ruse.
But no, seriously, it's a big day for the fandom. Everyone's out in full force.
Even though, there are going to be a bunch of days like this, now that you've just caught up. Is it, though? Because
first one.
What about,
been days where, they're referencing past events? That,
Yeah,
in
well,
the game, they were
technically-
past events, but then they was, in 2015, so they've actually already happened.
Yes, and we celebrated those days too. But this is the first big one because this is Phoenix Wright's debut as an attorney.
Where do you get
First
the
trial.
actual dates for these things? Is it, in the game, does it say,
I thought it
No,
did say-
I don't think... I forget if it says years or if we calculated it.
Yeah, I think
Actually, that's it.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
think
the...
Does it give the year?
No, I'm not in the game. I think you're right about that. I think
Yeah,
it just...
you calculate it based on DL6 and how old everyone was at the time.
So, okay, so you're given the date in the game, though.
You're given the date of DL6
And then...
in the game, which is December 25th, 2001. Or December 28th, excuse me. It's not on Christmas. And then you calculate it from there, because that was 15 years ago. From the first game.
But then where do you get the dates, then?
The dates are in the game.
Okay,
Yeah,
they
it
are.
Just the
tells
year
you.
is not.
Okay. I am reasonably caught up and explained, and I
Okay.
now understand.
does it
So,
work?
going off of that, we were going to talk about games that have sort of been in that we were talking about the future when we were going to come out, but then now that future has sort of passed us. And, how does that work? Immediately what comes to mind is Mega Man, which we haven't talked about in a while. You're welcome.
I thought Mega Man took place in the future year of 20XDX or something like that.
Well, no, the first 4 games, it takes place in the far-off future of 2000X. 200X. And then, I don't remember if it's at Mega Man 4 or after Mega Man 4. It's referred to as 220XX. But for the first few
Yeah, I was
games...
going to say, when did, not to distract you from your Mega Man, but that's just immediately reminded me of it, and I'm going to forget if I don't say it right now. We can go back to Mega Man in 2 seconds. But what about Earthbound? What year was that?
1990X.
Okay, that's what I thought. I wasn't sure. I wanted to talk about it, and I wasn't sure if it was 2000 or 1990X, and I didn't want to sound stupid.
Which is
Continue.
worse, because Earthbound came out, 1994 or something?
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing.
They knew.
Oh wait, I should know when it came out, because it was in the, it was runner-up for best game of 20 years ago.
For
95.
So yeah, they
95,
only had 4 years to go. Okay, so yeah, Mega Man 20XDX.
Yeah, talk about Mega Man again.
So, 2009 would have been the last year that the first games could have taken place. But now I think everything's been, quote unquote, officially retconned to 20XDX. 20XD6.
Yes, Stinko Man.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, like, but does that really make it that much better? Like,
Eventually it'll still be...
because it only gives you, what, 84 more years for us to suddenly develop, like, super powerful robots and stuff?
super fighting robots, Chetty.
Seriously.
I'll tell you what, that theme song is timeless. For those of you who aren't aware, I'm referring to the theme song of the Ruby Spears Mega Man cartoon show, which has the lyrics, super fighting robot, Mega Man, times 7, I think they say it's 7 times, and then fighting to save the world. Those are all the lyrics.
That's deep.
What's another? Oh, Crystallis.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how could you skip over the classic?
I didn't skip, I just didn't get to it yet.
1997, October 1, the end day. Like, it wasn't even 10 years in the future at that point. It's like, guys, please.
Have a little more foresight.
And, like, why, like, okay, I can understand, like, when people love the year 2000, because it's, like, an even number.
Mm-hmm.
But why 1997? October, of all, times. Like,
October
just,
1st, right?
Yeah. But, like, do they just, like, roll a die and they're like, okay, it's 1997.
What was the day that the game came out?
April 13th,
April 13th.
1990.
You have nothing to do with October.
Maybe it was someone on the dad's team's birthday.
Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
October 1st. That could be. But I thought it was funny, going back to Ace Attorney for a second, because I was just looking on my Tumblr, and there was this post going around a while back that was like someone screenshot or like took a picture of like the news, and it said the headline was "Parrot called to testify in court," and we were like, "Oh my God, it's happening! It's so close!" Like, I mean, that doesn't happen until December, but like that's gonna happen. And it's gonna be fun. I think someone calculated, like someone like pulled the wiki page from Ace Attorney and like highlighted it, and they were like, "It's coming." We were like, "We know." So I really wanted to go to. I worked at a courthouse this summer. I really wanted to go and just be like, "Excuse me, when is Phoenix Wright's trial? How do I get there?" We go to LA, supposedly there to California. Is that where I live now?
Speaking of doomsdays, with the year already passed, I was trying to look up why the end day is October 1st, and I got an article called "Why October 7th, 2015 is Likely the End of the World."
Whoa.
Well,
I think we've answered that question.
yeah. Why was it?
It's not was, it's is. Oh, it's
Well,
is.
why-
I mean, it's the same, like, rapture, all that jazz.
I was hoping it was gonna be something unique.
It wasn't anything particularly
Bummer.
interesting.
Well, there were some Terminator video games, so it's vaguely related, but I do like how they canon included the retcons for the actual, like, day that the robot takeover happens.
Right, they,
Because,
like, move it
well,
forward.
Yeah, because we've changed history, so it moves it forward. That's why it hasn't happened yet. Like, I thought that was actually relatively clever.
I thought it was funny. What was that firefighting Christmas game you were playing on stream? They were just like, I think they set it really far in the future to like make it, oh, why hasn't this happened yet? But then I guess the idea behind it is you don't want to set it so far in the future but if you want it to still seem kind of normal,
Yeah.
like just a little bit, you want to be like in the not too distant future. But, like, if you want to set it far enough away that it's not going to, like, catch up for a while, you're going to be like, well, why is it not super advanced yet?
Yeah. You don't want to go too far.
So they just said that it's really far in the future, but they didn't really get around to inventing anything, really. We particularly didn't advance very far as a society in these, like, 80 years. Thought that was an interesting way of doing it. I think Mighty Number 9 actually was like in the year something X. Oh no, they were. That's right, they were. It is the current year.
Oh yeah.
That's the opening.
How descriptive.
Line. It is the current year.
I like I mean, changing the subject slightly is whenever I have these like posts for GameCola that are like the live stream is tonight. And like if you're reading this today, then it's tonight.
Right. Or when we talk about stuff like with Diana's Ace Attorney thing, we're talking about stuff that's today, but that's not going to be the case when the podcast actually comes out in a few days. Hopefully,
that's
if
why
everything
I said
goes well.
On whatever day I said today, Wednesday, October. Well, it's not today anymore. Whatever day today is, the 3rd of August is the day, and if you missed it, then you missed it. I'm sorry.
What's the next day?
Hold on. It's in my calendar. Let me get on my phone. It's in September.
I figured you'd have it like written across your
arm.
Oh
no, it's in my phone. I get alerts. It is the 5th of September is when Turnabout Sisters takes place, and that lasts until the 8th. So I believe Mia, unfortunately, passes on the 5th, and then the trial is 6th.
Alright, that is an actual spoiler.
Yeah, well, fine, bleep it out if you want, but anyone who's a fan of this website will probably already know that.
Well,
also, I mean, technically, if you pass the first case...
If you pass the first case, you know that.
And notice that she is oddly, conspicuously not featured in any of the future games prominently.
Except for when she comes back as the spirit.
Okay, see, like, this whole spoiler thing, I'm not sure you really understand.
I think that, yeah.
Maybe I just like giving you a hard time. Did you think about that?
I am well aware of that.
I know. It's so fun. If you made it less fun, then I wouldn't do it.
I do like, okay, so there's games that kind of get the future wrong by putting it too close or like slightly too far but not far enough or whatever. But then there's other games like Xenogears, which like when you first play it, it seems kind of like, it's got that like fantasy, historical kind of feel to it. But really, it's in the year like 14,000 or something stupid like that.
Right, like super, super future.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, Mega Man Legends is like 1,000 years or something. Like, even more than that, I think. It's something like the year 14,000, and it's just like the super future. And it's like, it flooded. The world flooded. And so people, I guess, can deal with that.
Blade kind of did that, too.
I feel like we could handle the world flooding a little bit better than every, like, futuristic story that uses it seems to think we will.
Well, I think it depends on when it would happen.
What do you mean?
Like, if it happened today, I don't know that we would do so well, but if it happened, if it happened 1,000 years from now, it would be like, who cares?
I don't know.
Depends on how much warning we have.
Like, I'm not saying that there wouldn't be, like, a lot of worldwide destruction.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that we wouldn't, lose all of our technology powers.
We already have boats, so...
Right.
Boats have been invented.
It's like we wouldn't... we wouldn't lose everything and, like, the past would become lost to us. It wouldn't be anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
It would be, like... I mean, it would be bad. I'm not saying it wouldn't be bad. I'm just saying that, like, we wouldn't be sent into the Dark Ages or anything.
Yeah.
There's plenty of... the world would have to, like, if the world flooded to the point where keeping, like, the internet and technology up was an issue, then I think the world has pretty much completely flooded. Like, there's the reason that we can't upkeep it is that there's no space for anyone where it is livable.
Yeah.
This is such a weird conversation.
So, video games in the future that got the date wrong. Well, video games in the future that are in the past in the future.
Or we could talk about, a lot of these we're talking about, like, apocalypses.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Xenoblade is one that falls under the category that Jetty just said, but I'm not going to say anything else.
Is
Are
it?
Xenoblade and Xenogears at all related? Because I've never gotten anyone to answer that question.
You were, I think. Oh, maybe Jetty. Do you know? I do not know.
Well, what I can tell you is that, like, Xenogears is no longer, like, it was developed by Squaresoft, but
It's
then,
no longer canon.
like, the team who developed Xenogears wanted to make a second one, and Squaresoft said no, and so the team left to make what ended up being Xenosaga, because Square was like, yeah, we own the rights to that, you guys can't do that. And they were like, well, we're just going to make a game anyway, but it's going to not be related, technically.
So is it like sort of soft canon?
Kind of.
Where it's
Because
like
I've always wanted to look it up, but I didn't want to spoil myself in case I ever do play Xenogears, so
Well,
I just was afraid to.
like a lot of stuff that I see like that, where it's like you assume it is canon unless there's something contradictory, in which case you take the newer thing's word.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
but like everything else is. I'm trying to think of something. Like sometimes when a TV show has comics with it, the comics are sort of like secondary canon in that you can say that stuff in it happens, but if something in the show contradicts it, then the show is just right.
Yeah, the Star Wars extended universe, that kind of thing.
Whereas with some things, they're like two separate entities completely.
Yeah.
Like Pokemon, like the TV show and the games are just two separate canons.
Yeah.
Completely. And like there's relations between them, but like it's not the same thing. Whereas like, I'm trying to think. Like Steven Universe has comics, but the comics are basically just a different version of the show.
Yeah, like it's stuff that happens between episodes, or it's just like, another story.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like this couldn't have even happened at all.
Games also tend not to focus on canon quite as much as other mediums, I feel like. At least ones that have been around long enough to have a canon. Like at the beginning, like the Zelda timeline, where everyone's like, this doesn't make
What even
any
happened to
sense.
the Zelda?
Yeah.
I think it's fun because it's the actual challenge to figure out how everything connects.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with you.
I don't...
I mean, I have Historia, so like I can look at it.
I can't get behind the people who are like, this is awful and terrible and a wrong timeline. I'm like, no, just figure out how to make it work. That's like half the fun of a timeline. Is to come up with wacky stuff.
I thought I saw an article about this, but I don't remember if I read it or not. I haven't seen where the new Zelda is going to fall on the timeline.
I feel like it's future.
I've heard, and again, this is just a rumor, so I don't know if it's actually true, that it might be another branch off that one part that splits in three.
Another branch off of Ocarina
But
of
I was
Time.
like, how? That doesn't sound right to me. Like, how would you branch again off of that? That doesn't even make sense. So, also looping us back around to that previous topic that I just brought up. That new Zelda is being developed by the same people that did Xenoblade.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's going to be awesome.
So what you're saying is that there's some kind of, canon connection between Legend of Zelda and Xenoblade.
No. Although that would be great. Unless you count Smash. That would be awesome. I would play that game.
I'm pretty sure Smash Brothers is not canon.
I want to make it canon.
Especially because I think one of the big ones is Olimar is supposed to be the size of, because, spoilers, the planet that Olimar goes to is Earth. Post-apocalyptic Earth. I don't think I said that word right. Post-apocalyptic Earth. And he's supposed to be actually super tiny. But then in Smash Brothers, he's normal size.
That's true.
So...
I'll come up with something for that, don't worry.
I'm trying to think, is the apocalypse, I feel like it's very prominent in books. Super prominent in books. Like every other book is apocalypse. I feel like. Or at least, maybe as a young adult, the books that I hear about are the young adult post-apocalyptic fictions.
Yeah.
But then movies and TV, kind of, there's still a lot, but not nearly as much as books. And I feel like games is the rung under that in terms of doing it like that. It seems like games just make up their own complete world more of the time.
I guess that's a good point. Is like, yeah, sure, you have like Fallout and stuff, but like, weirdly, most games don't actually.
I don't know, I'm trying to think of other, like Fallout, technically Pikmin. I guess it's not necessarily post-apocalyptic. Sometimes it's just dystopian. Like I think Deus Ex is just dystopian.
Crystalis.
Right. None of the classic stuff, at least.
Super Mario Bros.
Super Mario Bros. Is not post-apocalyptic.
I mean, how do you think
Well,
the Turtles took over? Yeah.
I don't know if Deponia,
Isn't
it's junk land.
Isn't
What
isn't
about-
The
it like,
entire world is trash.
yeah, isn't it like planets and stuff?
Yeah.
It's
It-
not like
oh.
Earth,
I don't know. It could be.
but it's not.
We don't know.
It's not explicitly Earth.
Yeah.
They're not like, look, we made Earth a junk planet. Oh my gosh, save the polar bears.
so?
Just like that.
Just like that.
I didn't
What-
bring it up when we were talking about the 20XX and 1990X stuff, but Read-Only Memory is set in 2064 for Neo San Francisco.
Neo San Francisco. Has any
Yeah.
city ever actually been renamed Neo something?
I hope so.
I don't think that has happened. We've had new, like,
Yeah.
because like we have New York and New Jersey, but it's not like there was the original York wasn't where New York is, and the original
That's a good
Jersey wasn't
point.
where New Jersey is. It's just like somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't
So-
understand New Jersey. I understand New York, though. Like, just the naming.
Well, part of the issue is that Jersey has become synonymous with New Jersey
Yeah.
now, whereas York is not synonymous with New York. But it's like, yeah, it's not like whenever someone has done historically, whenever someone has done new something, it's been in a different place, and is also usually the mark of imperialism rather than the future and dystopia or an apocalypse that happened in it.
Like, I think the thing is like, we're too self-conscious to ever actually name something Neo something.
Like, no one wants to be the guy that
Yeah.
everyone wants us to have the like Neo, but no one wants to be the guy that was like, let's do Neo New York, guys. Everyone will be into that and have their name tied to that forever.
New York. It's funny, actually. There's a place that is here in Florida that's called Central City, but it is literally just you're driving down this road, and it says you are now entering Central City. It's in this huge forest. You're just driving with trees and stuff, and then like 3 seconds later, you drive past another sign and you look back and it says you're now entering Central City going the other way. It's like, wait a second. Did I miss Central City? Was that it? Did I go
Is it just really thin? Like, it's really
Yeah.
long, but really
Like-
thin?
like did I have to come at it from the other side and I would have seen it? But no, like nobody really knows the true story. But there are theories. Either A, it was just a joke, or B, somebody thought that their like outpost or whatever that they had in the 1800s was going to become this huge thing, and so they, had the foresight to name it Central City because that's what it was going to become. It was going to be big.
Is it central, like, geographically in any sense?
Not that I know of. Like, it's just kind of
Like, not even
Like-
east-west?
no. I'm trying to think of where it quite is exactly, because like you can't even Google map it. Like it doesn't actually exist. But my parents went there recently, and I think it was between like Tallahassee, like somewhere. It was kind of near the coast-ish, but not on the coast. But yes.
Speaking of cities, we could talk about fun city names in video games. Like how...
Neo San Francisco.
It's like Neo San Francisco.
New Vegas.
In Mega Man, it's called Monstropolis, I think, officially. Though they don't bring it up very much anymore.
Trying to think of all the names from cities from video games I know. There's
Oh no, sorry, Monstropolis is not canon.
Oh.
It's just mentioned in the manual for the first Mega Man game. I don't know what the name of I'm gonna look up the name of the city. Anna, you do your thing.
There's Portofisco. I like that name for some reason in Deponia, and the second Deponia game. There's Tuvok, which is another Deponia city, which is the first city that you are in the first game.
I found the Mega Man city is in comics. It's just called Mega City, which is
Mega City.
very creative.
Whenever I think of cities, I think of SimCity.
Those
You guys might
cities
not. You guys might not know about it. It's kind of like The Sims, except
Oh.
it's a city.
Oh.
All I remember about that was one of the more recent ones had DRM that was terrible and everyone hated it.
Yeah.
See, that's the weird thing is that like I know that there's.
Jetty,
Yes,
I just learned the Sonic Adventure 2 takes place in Florida
that's.
because the location in on the opening stage, the name is Central City.
Whoa.
It got that's what happened. It was like the Sonic X TV show, but backwards. Instead of a Sonic place getting teleported to our world, a place of our world got teleported to Sonic.
Whoa.
But it was literally the outskirts of town, so the signs are still there. That's what
some deep
happened.
lore.
That's
some
what
deep lore.
happened.
Yeah, I believe it.
We're uncovering the mysteries of the universe.
I can't remember the city in Beautiful Boyfriend. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Little Ho Chi Minh. No, I
Little
look
Ho
it up
Chi
now.
Minh City. Something
City,
like that.
something. I don't know.
City in
Birdtown, USA.
No,
No.
that was a name.
No, that was Eagleland.
Little Dove Ho Chi Minh.
Little Dove Ho Chi Minh
City.
City.
Yeah.
There we go.
Got it.
That was it. Because I remember that in my playthrough, because I was like, wait, have we ever learned the name of this place before? And then literally
And
the next
immediately
dialogue
after-
was, wait, we've never learned the name of this place before. And I was like, oh,
That's what the
here we
city.
go.
Those games are heart wrenching, by the way.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it.
When do we get to have a high school boyfriend podcast?
You should.
You are working on one.
Yeah, we actually are.
Kind of.
Kinda.
It is
Label
literally in your hands.
It's in your hands.
You have the power
I
to
have a
make your
tab.
dreams a reality.
Well, it's a fanfic podcast. It's not talking about the game.
You want to have an
I
entire
think that should be next Christmas. We should just play Hot to a Boyfriend.
for the
Merry Christmas,
podcast.
everyone.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we are allowing people to use the GameCola Twitch stream
Who
stuff.
wants to play Hot to a Boyfriend with me?
Make an
I'll do
offer at a time, and we'll see what works. I definitely want to do more. Keep talking and nobody explodes. Especially if we
Oh,
can
yeah.
get Paul to do it again, because
He was the one who seemed the most concerned.
it was hilarious. Because it'd be like, all right, we've got 8 minutes. Let's start with some wires. And Paul's like, oh my gosh, we're gonna die.
Yes.
I was just
Paul,
proud of myself for figuring out those complex wires.
I am so happy you did because I was like, oh god, I'm dying.
I'm just like, oh god, Venn diagrams, not my strong suit. Okay, let's just
Venn.
take it
Wait,
slow.
is there? Are they actually Venn
Venn
diagrams?
diagram. It's
I've never
giant
actually
Venn
seen
diagram.
the bomb manual.
Oh, yeah, there is a huge
It's
Venn
really
diagram.
confusing. It took me like a solid 5 minutes to figure it out.
I know I've gotten good at figuring out what to say to people, but I don't actually know like what it looks like.
It was fun. We should do it again. It was a good time.
What are some games, other games that you seen like on live streams before? Like I'm trying to think of games that are frequently streamed.
Jackbox.
Jackbox,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, hold on. I hate to admit that I am currently watching Paul and his friends play Jackbox because you guys interrupted me.
Right now?
podcast. Yeah, like, I mean, do you
Can
guys
we crash them while we're recording the podcast?
Please.
I say we keep podcasting while we do this.
Alright.
Okay.
I can
Well,
multitask.
for those
So-
getting here back after the giant jump cut I'm going to do right here, because
Yay.
we started playing, we hijacked Paul's Jackbox stream. Let's talk about Jackbox. What's fun about it with those who have experience with it?
Oh, sorry. This is my picture.
Jackbox is really fun to play with, like, a party of people. Like, I play with my friends at college all the time, because I have Jackbox 1, and I think I have 2 as well on my computer.
Aren't there more
And-
games that are like more suited for like a giant group of people?
It's basically suited for whatever you have. There's some suited for streaming. There's some, usually I think the maximum is 8, but there's one that you can get like as many people as you have in on. But it's fun because it's basically as fun as you make it.
Yeah.
Like, it can be, if you're down for like a, kind of inappropriate, risque kind of game, you can have that. If you want a clean, family-friendly game, it's going to be more difficult, but you can have that.
Yeah, well, it's like apples to apples, or...
Yeah, but there's just like basically a game for like everything you're looking for. Oh man, I should have kept bidding on that one.
Yes, I did
Sorry.
great. Okay.
But yeah, I love to play it with my friends at school. Like, they don't even play, one of them doesn't even play video games, but she'll always ask me to bring my laptop over so we can play Jackbox. Because it's what the heck is that? Because it's really fun.
It's really hard to play Vidiots, which is this game, over stream because the delay is really annoying.
Yeah, this one's bad for streaming. But there's other games that are like really good for streaming. Because there's some where like the people can just get in and like vote up your answers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what am I thinking of? Like, Quiplash is like that. Quiplash is
yeah.
great to stream. And I think with Jackbox 2 that came out, they only made it better because they only made games, with the exception of this one, the majority of the new games they made are better for streaming because it lets the audience get more involved. And that's why I think it would be good, and hopefully we can play it on stream for us sometimes. I would host it. I have Jackbox.
Well, see, speaking of this sort of thing, if you recall, GameCola Family Game Night.
Mm-hmm. This is my idea for Family Game Night.
Yeah,
We need to do family game night soon.
Yeah, Paul and I have been discussing it, what our ideas are and such, and that it may be a good idea to do a live stream of it next time.
Because they usually go on for pretty long. So I'm trying to remember exactly, what are the hallmarks of a family game night versus like what would just be a regular stream? Or would we just call streams GameCola Family Game Night?
I think the thing, like last time we played a adventure game, the first time we were trying to play more, like it's supposed to be board game video games, so we played like Anticipation.
Oh, okay.
But then like we get distracted and we're like, well, let's play an adventure game because it's kind of more... But I think the point is that we have a group of GameCola staff members who are contributing. So it's not just somebody playing, it's that we're all like, oh, this is what we should do. So if it's an adventure game, we're still yelling out like, go left, no, click on the thing, no, go look at that. So it's different.
Hoppable Boyfriend would be perfect for game
Oh
night.
yeah. Oh yeah. No, it actually would. It would be super fun.
We can start doing it. I'm down for having regular streaming.
I don't know. What other topics do we have?
We have a podcast topic pile.
Yes.
Yeah,
The
someone grab a
GameCola podcast topic pile. For those who are unaware, the topic pile originally made in the year
20XX.
20X.
Yes.
A long time ago. At least
I think
2006.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it might even be 2000X.
It's a list that has gradually been compiled by GameCola staff. It's just a Google Doc. Potential podcast topics. Oh, this one I thought was particularly interesting. Given the choice between endless games and games with a clear stopping point, which do you generally prefer?
I like games with a stopping point. Like, there's a part of me that likes endless games. It's like, oh, that's cool. I could get really into this. But then I sit there and I say to myself, you know what? I'm not even going to get started. I don't want to end up wasting a ton of time. I don't have enough time to sit here just goofing around.
I can enjoy an endless component to games, but I feel like I need at least some sort of threshold of you accomplished the basic part of the game, I guess. Like, if it's like an endless thing, but like, you know, there's a set of bosses that you get to, and then that repeats, say. Then it's like, it's still endless, and you can, like, still go, but, like, you still, like, you know, did the thing. It's not just like, okay, there's a little bit more. Okay, there's a little bit more. Okay, there's a little bit more, you know? There's a clear, like, there's some sort of threshold.
I don't know, like, I guess endless stuff worked more for me when I was younger, but now that I'm, like, an adult with a job and stuff, I just can't really dedicate that amount of time to something that has no goal.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it's kind of like that, the general shift of, now that it's easier to have many games, you kind of want to get through a game so you can get on to the next one.
Yeah.
Rather than have a game essentially last forever. Though, so I'm pretty, like, set on that. Like, I really like games with a clear stopping point. But, like, I've still been, like, really enjoying Overwatch, which is just not the kind of game that I usually enjoy. Like, it is multiplayer, strictly multiplayer. There's no single player. Like, the single player is just, there's a training room that you can do, and that's it. And it's also, like, a first-person shooter. It's just not up my alley at all, but I still have a lot of fun with it. So, it is definitely more general than set in stone. I can tell you why. One of the big reasons that I can get into it as an FPS is because, like, half the characters aiming isn't that important, which is sort of my main issue.
I don't know, like, I guess I'm just thinking about, like, MMOs and stuff. Like, because weirdly, with something like Overwatch, even though it doesn't have, like, a long-term goal, there's still, like, you start the game, you end the game, and you can put it down after that. Or, like, Awesome Knots, for a while, Paul had me playing that. Are you familiar with Awesome Knots?
I'm familiar, yeah, I remember that.
Okay. Yeah, but, you know, like, something like that where, like, you can pick it up, you can put it down. Like, something like an MMO is different where, like, it's endless. Like, you just keep playing, but, like, there's no... Even if you get to max level, there's still more bosses to beat, there's still more quests to go on, whatever, you just have to come back for your dailies. It's like, no.
I see. There's, like, more... It's endless because there's just always more content added.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like, Awesome Knots or Overwatch, where it's just, like, you could play another game.
Yeah.
But, like,
and, like,
each
sure,
game, even though they're only, like, 5 to 20 minutes long, for Overwatch at least, it's still, like, there's definitely, like, this is a game, this is another game, this is another game.
And they're each, like, contained and complete, and, like, you can be satisfied, I guess is the thing, by playing a few games and saying, okay, I did well, you know, I beat some guys, whatever, I got killed a few times. But, like, with an MMO, like, you can go on a raid or whatever, but, like, you're never really gonna be completed or satisfied. Like, the game is, like, created in order for you to feel like you constantly need to keep playing.
And there are also lots of endless games like that where it's a lot more fun to start than to, like, once you get into the sort of end where it's really like, this is endless.
Yeah.
It's like Minecraft. I enjoy starting a world on Minecraft much more than I enjoy continuing one.
Oh, me too.
Getting to the end is kind of just boring. I just like playing the first part where I like build a house and then go look for iron in the caves.
Or, what is it? Roguelikes? Basically any roguelike.
But at least there's generally like or sometimes at least there's like a progression of like you get to keep some stuff in between levels, and so eventually you could get all the stuff, I guess. unless it's like strictly leveling up. So are we done with that topic?
Sorry, I'm just like only slightly distracted by some of these pictures. I'm actually not even really playing. I'm just like looking at these stupid pictures.
That was fun.
Anna, Diana, did you weigh in?
I could, I guess. I don't know.
You are on a podcast right now.
I know. Shut up, though. I mean, I can go either way, honestly. It depends. Because normally I would say that I like games with like a set ending, but there's also games, you know, like Pokemon, where I've beaten the main story, but, you know, I gotta go catch them all and like train my Pokemon and stuff, and I'm more than content to do that. So I think what makes it for me is being able to set goals for myself. So like if I'm able to do that, then I'm okay with a game that doesn't really have a set ending, and like, you know, like I can just go on forever training my Pokemon and being awesome. Or like with Xenoblade, like I could honestly just run around forever, let's be honest.
Pokemon pretty much has a set ending though. There's just more stuff
does. That's
after.
what I'm saying, but like you can go on afterwards, and there's no really set ending to the amount of things that you can do besides kill it. Like right now, I finished the main story of Xenoblade on my 3DS, but I haven't beaten the super bosses, and I haven't gotten all the quests completed, because you can get more quests that are not required for the main story, but, you know, or for afterwards, or just need specific items that you don't get until afterwards. Stuff like that. Like, I can keep doing that forever. But, so, I guess I can go either way. But I generally do, unless I, like, really, really love the game, I do prefer for my games to have a set ending. So that way I can be like, yep, done, can dust off my hands and be like, I completed that game. It was great. Maybe I'll play it again someday. And that's basically it. I don't know. That's about all I have to say. So I guess either way.
It really just depends what kind of game you're playing, because if it's a sim game like The Sims, then yeah, I'd rather have it be endless. But if it's something else, then I'm usually good having an end point.
Do we want to, since I think we're having fun right now.
Did you just get in, Joe?
I did.
Hold on.
Oh no, iPad, come here.
I'm in too.
What if we get in and Paul doesn't get a chance to get in?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
Like,
the cat! Yes!
Like, I think it's legitimately 2 people plus us.
I know.
Like, we are effectively playing the game.
Come on, he's got to realize something's up.
Alright, do we want to wrap up with what games we've been playing since we are
Yeah, sure.
kind of distracted right now?
What have I been playing? I feel like I was playing something recently and I don't remember. I played a bunch of Christmas games.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
The only game I've been playing, really, aside from Overwatch, which I've already talked about, is Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes on stream, which is a lot of fun. I really like the whole thing about I don't remember what it's called exactly, but it's different people have different amounts of information, basically. Like, it's sort of like the same thing the Wii U can do, where one person has the tablet.
I feel like I should know what you're talking about, but I don't.
I think the last game I played was Keep Talking and...
We're just talking about the live stream now. Hold on. GameCola's Ho Ho Holla Birthday. Wait, no, I messed it up already. GameCola's Christmas in July Ho Ho Holla Birthday live cast
Extravaganza.
year-end extravaganza awards.
Whatever that thing was called.
2015.
Yeah, you should watch
That was
it.
fun.
It's good. It's on the. It's going to be on the YouTube channel soon, I'm guessing.
Yeah, basically tomorrow I'm gonna go in and schedule it for Friday.
Okay, cool. So it'll be up.
Yeah.
As for myself, I just had an impulse buy recently, and I bought Fire Emblem Birthright. So I've been playing that for the past 3 days. That's been pretty fun. I like it a lot. All of the men are attractive, and I don't know how I'm going to pick which one I'm going to marry. But, I'll figure it out. And then I've also today actually was my first recording day for Dandelion, to pick that up again, or excuse me, Dandelion.
I was gonna say.
To start that again. So that was good. I'm going to be recording that for the next couple weeks. And other than that, I've just been kind of rotating. I've been playing Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, getting the legendary giveaways that they've been giving out, and leveling up my Pokemon and just generally having fun. And I've just been trying to, like, complete games, like, fully 100% complete games that I have beaten the story, but haven't gotten everything. That's been my goal for the summer. It hasn't been going super well because of things happening, like Fire Emblem, but it's been fun, and that's about it. That's all I've been playing.
I have been playing a game, I forgot. Amnesia Memories, which is another dating sim visual novel.
No,
It is something.
Yeah, I'm not playing that game, ever. Is that only for Windows? Did we talk about this before? I feel like we did.
Wait, which one?
Amnesia Memories.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
Which is a great game, and a game that I am eventually going to play. I think that's about it.
All right. Well, we're all really distracted playing Paul's game, so I think we're just gonna wrap it up here. It'll be much more exciting next month when we have the GameCola 100th episode spectacular, which you can look forward to being 3 different GameCola podcasts, one representing each era. I don't know who exactly is going to be in which yet, aside from like the people in their respective like eras who like ran the podcast. But it's going to be super fun. So look forward to the next episodes of the GameCola podcast starting next month. We will see you there, and I thank you for listening. If you want to check us out, you can look at us up at GameCola.net, Gaming Outside the Mainstream, our official website. You can also check us out on YouTube, gc.net, the letter G, the letter C, the word dot, the word net, Twitter, and Facebook. Just search GameCola. Twitch, search GameCola. We've talked about that a lot. And if you want to email us on the podcast, you can email us at podcast@gamecola.net, and we'll answer your questions. So, without further ado, have a lovely whatever time of day it is, and see you next month.
Bye.
Bye.
But it's not like the same place.
I don't know, like, I guess,
Wait, hang on a second. Diana, I know you're on mute. But whenever you type a thing, it goes ba-whoop, and that means that my thing picks it up.
Oh yeah, because you're not in, like, the Skype.
Because I'm recording my speakers. So, I'm gonna say what I said already. You're still doing it!
Fine, Diana, don't worry, we got it. It's cool.
It's
good.
So, I'm just gonna go back. Also,
good.
Anna, have I been saying your last name correctly?
Bryniarski?
Bryniarski. I think that's how I've been saying it.
Yeah.
But every time I like
I
just
haven't
look at
corrected
it.
You're fine.
Yeah, I just look at it and it's like I've been guessing this whole time.
You've done a pretty good job.
As someone whose last name is Martin, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard a lot of different iterations.
Like what?
It's always fun.
Like
I've heard Brzezinski, and that's the weirdest one.
Brzezinski.
I'm like, how?
And then
I get that. Yeah, I've gotten people who are like Jedraszczak, and I'm like, you guys, you're not even trying.
It's like,
I'm gonna call you that from now on. Jedraszczak.
Alright. Let's get started.
Bryniarski and Bryniarski are the most common ones I hear.
Bryniarski.
Yes.
Okay.